Friends, it's Kathy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's in the Cards Divination. This week, we're going to be looking at your career and your finances. Oof, that's not a great time to be looking at that over the holidays this month, but let's see what's going on coming up in the near future for you. So as you can see, I have three cards, three piles for you to pick from. These are three oracle cards, and when you're ready, you're going to pause the video and you go down to the description box below, and there'll be a timestamp for each pile. You can listen to one pile, you can listen to all three. There's no rules, whichever works for you. If something resonates in one of the piles, even if it's not the entire reading, take it and throw the rest away. We're not going to make it fit, are we? So if this sounds like something of interest to you, I would encourage you to subscribe, click on the like button, the bell button for future notifications of upcoming videos, and or leave a comment in the comment field. I'd love to hear if anything resonates and how your life's going. All right, my dear friends, let's look at the piles and see which one might appeal to you. Or as I said, maybe all three. Card 1. Card 1 is look for a sign. Look for a sign. Okay. Card 2. There is something better. Let me move that up a little closer for you. It always sounds nice, doesn't it? Although, could mean a disappointment of some kind, doesn't it? And finally, pile 3 is wait. Wait. There's something you have to wait for. All right. So, as I mentioned, when you're ready, friends, go ahead, pause the video, or go right into the description box and listen to your reading. So let's see what's coming ahead for you in your career and finances. All right. I look forward to seeing you in your reading. Hi, Pile 1. If you chose the Oracle card, look for a sign. And this is your reading. Okay, look for a sign. What do we need to worry about? Not worry about, but be considering, I should say. So your guides and angels will want you to know this. Usually when we have any pile like this, it's whatever is going on in your life at this time that you need to look at, address, or that's important. Sometimes it's not even something we're very aware of, but your guides know what's going on, everything. So let's see. This is about finances and your career, your situation. Let's see what's going on for the majority. This is a general reading, obviously, and it can apply to many people, many scenarios. It's not specific. If you wanted a specific reading, I would be happy to. The links are in my description box to my website, or you can send me a message. All right. Let's see here. And unfortunately, it's a paid reading, so I have to add that if you're interested. Okay, my friends, let us get into this. What does pile 1 need to know about their current? Let's do the career situation first. Then we'll go into the finances because it's very specific, right? Your career. What do they need to know about their career right now? Okay, pile 1. Let's get started. All right, first card. Page of Cups, reversed. Okay. The World, reversed. And finally, the King of Wands. Okay. Great for me. Of course, it'll be opposite to you because I'm reading this here. Okay. I feel like right now in your job or in your career, or even if you're unemployed, you're working in a junior capacity. In other words, you're starting at the bottom, and that's reflected by the Page of Cups. But unfortunately, it's not exactly going the way you'd hoped. You're disappointed, you're disillusioned, and it's making you crabby, it's making you moody, it's making you difficult. I think your expectations were pretty high, and right now in this job or career or your situation, your expectations are too high. Okay. And I feel like you have been let down. This is one particular scenario. But I feel like it's you. You've let yourself down. Maybe you were the one thinking that this was going to be better than it is. The world in reverse tells me that this situation is is not over. Okay. It should be over, but I feel like you might stick it out to try to see where it's going to go. In some cases, yeah, it's about leaving. You want to leave, but you're feeling that you need to give it its proper time. Okay. Because it's telling me that this situation perhaps needs to end in whatever way, but it's not. There's it's like sticking around, sticking it out. And the King of Wands, though, but it shows me potentially that is going to pay off. Okay, because it shows me in your career, you possibly could be moving up the ladder, my friends, into a boss's or manager's position. So it's worthwhile because things are going to be seen different. You're going to be seen differently. The job's going to improve. So I feel like this is potentially in the new year because, and the reason I say that is the world is a very strong major arcana ending card. It's not ending though. That's the thing. This situation is not like you're taking this situation and moving out of here into a new job, a new career. I feel like for most of you, you're going to, or for whatever reason, you're staying, you're sticking it out. And that's not a bad thing because it looks like potentially for some of you, not everybody, it's going to pay off for you. You could end up being in a higher position. Okay. So that's good news in this case, pile one. Now, that's for that scenario. We're going to look at a couple different readings and situations. So I feel like there's, for some of you, and again, it feels to me that some of you were supposed to be, this is very specific, we're supposed to be going on a trip for work. I feel like there was you were supposed to be traveling for work. That's sometimes the world can refer to that, but it's not going to happen. For some reason, it's being delayed, it's being put off, or it's ending completely. It's not happening, but it's actually for the greater good. Okay. And for you, I feel like potentially somebody else might be going instead. King of Wands could be a boss as opposed to you is going instead. So that's very specific to this particular career reading. And it's not it doesn't feel good because the page of cups is actually in the reverse. I feel like it's going to piss you off. It's not, it's one of those feelings where you feel it's unfair. We're being blocked from it where they're allowed to go. So in this case, you're feeling that you've been left out of this situation. And it may not be necessarily a travel situation. It could even be an advancement or a promotion or a new position in the company, in the office, wherever you happen to work. There's this feeling that I just have been looked over and somebody else was more qualified. So it can go from either a very positive scenario for some of you, or there's a negative connotation for some of you. It's the polar opposite. So it may be that you just don't have enough experience yet, and that's why you're looked over, because the King of Wands is somebody who is already has the experience under the belt. Maybe they're a little more confident in their abilities, and they're able to get the position, get the promotion. That. Now, that's not saying that you won't at some point. For those of you who are unemployed, I feel like at this time, nothing appears to be happening. It's blocked. There's a blockage here. Going forward, definitely there's something coming for you because the King of Wands upright is a very good card. And you may even be contacted by a headhunter, a boss, somebody looking for you for a position in the new year. At this point, though, things are going to be quiet, I feel, at this time, as far as a career for those unemployed. Okay. There's a situation here where it may be that you don't have enough experience or under your belt, but it doesn't feel practical. It feels more as if you're just in a difficult headspace right now. Your moods, in other words. So it's putting a block there. Okay. And for whatever reason, it's important that you're blocked at this time because I feel like potentially there's something better. Okay. So again, let's tie it back to the Oracle card. Look for a sign. You need to check in with your guides and angels. Ask them, what do I need to do? Look specifically for a sign. Don't just say, oh, show me something and I'll know. Actually, it's okay to ask them for specifics. Like maybe a certain coin, maybe a certain type of feather. I know I once asked for a feather and I didn't ask for a white feather. I asked for a pink feather. It took a while to come through, but I kid you not, it came through. It took about 3 weeks. So being specific, and then without a shadow of a doubt, and be very detailed oriented if you're looking for a sign from them, from your guides and angels. Okay. They understand what you're going through. And if it's somebody who's unemployed right now, that is so hard. And they know that you need help and they want to help you, but can't communicate it to you verbally. So that's why you need to look for a sign. Okay, so now we're going to look at finances this month for you. Let us see what's going on. Actually, I'm going to pile up all the cards. It's better to do it this way so we have all the cards in the deck. We don't want to miss out on anything. So I'll make sure they're really shuffled. And now let's look at the finances. All right, my friends, at this time, what are you going through with your finances pile one? Okay. First card we have is the Three of Swords, reversed, which is much better than right. Okay, I'll put up here. Now we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. And finally, the Two of Cups upright. This is money, 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 money. So it's not really showing anything in actual pentacles, which we consider to be the money cards. So I'm feeling very much, and this is very common, as we know, there's difficulties. You've been having difficulties with the finances, okay? You don't know what you've done wrong. You can't figure it out. So what is showing me is at this time, you're coming out of a dark period. You're coming out of it. It's not going to last. You're actually, at this point, you're financially been in, I would say for some of you, well, number one, you've been severely disappointed or extremely disappointed with your finances recently. But because it's in the reverse, it's starting to lighten up a bit. Okay, that's what's coming. The Seven of Wands is you're at a point right now, or coming up soon, where you're tired of fighting it. You just want to release that energy and let it go because you're tired of always worrying and fighting it about your money. This is what I'm seeing with this. And this is for anyone. This doesn't, whether you have a job or not. Clearly, it's more so for people who are unemployed. Coming together, here is a card of, I would say, help. Okay, there is going to be somebody coming into your life who's going to help you. And I don't necessarily mean financially. I mean, they're going to help you get your shit together. They're going to help you get things back in order. That's how I feel about this. Or maybe they're just there for you to lend an ear and a sympathetic listening. Okay, they're going to be there for you. And that's very helpful. The Two of Cups tells me that there's, It's a polar opposite situation for some of us. In other words, you're going to start improving. It's going to go from one extreme potentially to the other with the finances. But this could also be referring to even a accountant, somebody who is a professional, who would help you going forward. Anyone who, and I've heard this, I'm just hearing this now, who's made investment that have gone bad in the recent past, perhaps, and they're ready to stop investing. They're done with the whole market. And this is very specific. I know there's a coming together that's going to help you, and it may mean getting advice. Okay. So that's very specific if it's investment related. But overall, financially, the energy tells me that you've been in a place for a while where things have been extremely difficult and you've been very disappointed, hurt about the way your money situation has gone. And it most likely reflects back to your job situation because, right, we need to work to make money. Maybe you haven't been getting paid as much as you'd hope, or maybe for some of you, you're unemployed and there's been very little going on, which is difficult. So yeah, what the Seven of Wands in reverse tells me is like you're done, you're ready to give up, you're moving on. You're also letting it go to spirit. Here's another, this is very esoteric. Okay? You're give it up to God. You've heard that expression perhaps. It's like you're done. I don't want to think about this anymore. I don't want to worry about the money. I'm just going to let God take care of it because I'm done worrying. And that's what the sign is about. Look for a sign. You want to be um, paying attention. What's going on around you. For people, and as I said very specifically, if this is about investments, clearly you need to look for a sign that maybe it's the right thing to choose to put your money in. Whatever the scenario is financially, you need to look for a sign. And like I had said earlier, be specific. Don't sit there and just expect everything to come to you. Okay, you need to ask specifically for a sign. Okay, advice. It's also advice. There's another advice card. I'm going to see. Let's see what the energies tell us about this whole scenario, this whole thing, career, finances. This for them, it's a general, right? So, however this is playing out in your life, my friends, pile one, let's see what advice your angels and guides have for you on this. Okay, joy, joy. Joy is the highest energy of all. Okay, we know that is happiness, joy. How can you have joy when there's a difficult scenario? Ah, the next card I pulled, there's nothing to worry about. So sometimes the worrying is what's going on in our own head. The bigger picture is better, in other words. So joy indicates appreciating what we do have. Don't you hate when people say that? Appreciate the blessings you do have and not what you don't have. Because what happens is, and I'll give you why, the reason is when we raise our energy to really appreciate what we have and be joyful, and we let go of the outcome, things change. And they change in a better way for you. Now, you have to remember, and I know this is very hard for us, especially when you're going through a stressful situation, and money is very important to keep us going. It's important, though, to remember there's a bigger picture out there that your guides and angels are working on behind the scenes that you can't see. Okay. And it is for the greater good. All these things are a lesson we need to learn. So if you're going through a difficult situation like this recently and still going through it, or will be going through it in the future, it looks like the Two of Cups is going to bring you in line with somebody, either somebody that's going to help you, or you're going to be able to make it work. Okay? But it appears that there is another person that's going to be involved in this situation to help you going forward with the finances. Could even be for some of you. All of a sudden, I heard it. Maybe for those who are single, and this plays into it as well, you might actually meet somebody fall in love or end up being together as a couple, and that will help your financial situation. Or in some cases, it's a friend who's there for you, who's going to lend you a helping hand, not necessarily money wise. They're going to help you in some way to make the situation easier for you. Okay. All right, my friends. One, I mean, okay, something resonated for you and you're able to take something home from this particular reading. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now. Pile two, if you chose There's Something Better, then this is your reading. Let me pull back. I know there's a glare there. Let me see if I can get that off. Oh, that's better. There's something better. Yeah, it's better. Okay, let's see. Pile two. What's going on here? Just move that over. Let's get started. I'm going to cover your job or career situation first, and let's see what's going on and what you can expect. Your guides and angels already know, and they're going to show it through the cards in some way. It may not be even something you're aware of right now. It could be that something coming. And when it happens, you'll go, oh, yeah, I heard that in the reading. All right. Let's see what's coming, pile two, in your job or career situation. First card, Five of Wands. Okay, but it's upright. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Sorry about that. Let me move that back a little so you can see it. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. And finally, we have the Six of Swords in the reverse as well. All right. Okay. Job, my friends. I feel like for most of you, this is a career situation that is fairly recent for most of you, not all of you. In other words, it could be a newer job that you just started, and but already there's trouble. Okay, there's already issues or problems and with other people in the workplace, and you've had enough of it. You lose your patience. It's like, can't tolerate this anymore. I've been through so many difficult situations in the past. I'm done. And you want to move on, but you don't. You stick it out. Perhaps it's because you haven't been there long enough and you need to give it time. Okay, so that's what it sounds like is coming for most of you in the job situation. There's also for those people who are not working, who are unemployed at this time without a job, it looks like there is a situation coming for you where you will be competing with others for a position. All right, pile two, there is a job situation you'll be competing with others for. Okay. Um, it's something that you, I would say maybe you have been, I don't think you're going to have to wait too long for it. I want to say that it might be coming sooner rather than later. Um, and you're very anxious. Of course, you want this position. Now, the Six of Swords, Six of Swords. See, there's a seven, there's a five. Yeah, interesting. The seven, or pardon me, the Six of Swords, though, shows me you are staying in this situation, but I don't feel it's necessarily a great job. I want to say it may not be the money you'd hoped or the benefits. I feel like it's a situation where it's not exactly what you planned on. It's just because the Seven of Pentacles is usually about things that we have worked on for the betterment of our future and we've gathered up. In this case, it's reversed. So it's something that is not necessarily what you would hope for. Okay. But I feel like you will be sticking it out at this point, anyways. And it's just because you need the money at this time. You need to have something for those who are unemployed. But as I mentioned, our oracle tells us there's something better coming. So, in other words, even if this turns out to be a bad situation, which it really feels like it is, honestly, for most of you, it doesn't matter. Something better is coming in the future after that. It's just something you need in the meantime to make the money to survive, in other words, okay? So, try to tough it out. And the Five of Wands is, unfortunately, is there's this difficult energy in the workplace. It's like this for the most of you. It's very much I want to say frenetic. It's like you're maybe there's a lot of bickering that goes on, backbiting, difficult situations with coworkers. Try not to let that, I know it's easy to say, try not to let it bother you, right? When you're going in day after day after, and if you're not making the money, it's like, well, why am I even bothering? This is ridiculous. But as I said, the Six of Swords, there's a block here. In other words, you're not leaving temporarily. I feel it's temporarily because there's something better coming, obviously. The oracle's telling us this. So, my friends, that appears to be, for most of you, the financial scenario. Um, don't despair. Like I say, I feel like this is more about this point in time, you need the money and it will serve a purpose. Okay. For anybody else who's been in a position for a while and it's going on, things have gotten ugly. They get very ugly. It doesn't show you leaving. It doesn't show you moving away from it yet. It shows you sticking it out. And like I say, it's because of you need the money. All right, my friends. That's a pretty, unfortunately, that's a very straightforward, clear cut. But something better will be coming for you in the future. All right, I'm going to gather up these cards. We're going to now look at your finances. What is coming for most of you with your finances? Pile two. What do we have here? Finances. What is going on here? All right. Oh my, we pulled the six again. The Six of Swords. So it obviously ties in with the career situation. Oh, but we have the Queen of Wands this time in the upright. Okay. And finally, the Magician in reverse. Hmm. Okay. Finances, finances. Oh, you know what? Again, this woman, this Queen of Wands, see, this is one scenario about your money. She, I feel like she's a boss energy, even though this is a financial, or for some of you, she could just be a friend or a woman in your life who's been very instrumental in helping you. She's been, or she will be coming up. She's going to be providing something, but it's still not working. Okay. And I feel like for most of you, it's tied into this last career situation because it just doesn't give you what you need. This job, it's not giving you the money you need. It's not doing what you need. You are more qualified. It ties in. You deserve more payment. That's what I'm feeling from this energy. You do stay, you stick it out. And that's what this is telling me. It's a bad situation financially. That's what it is. But you're going to stick it out until there's something better coming. So it's very direct, it's very um, clear. Now, if this card, the Queen of Wands, is representing you, yes, you see yourself as potential management material. So, in other words, you should be getting paid more for what your qualifications are, pile two, and you're not. Money is not coming in at this point for you. That's not a great reading, is it? So there's something better. So what I'm going to do, because this is such a negative scenario, pile two, uh, work and career, or career and finances, and it talks about something better. Let's look forward a little bit. We've got some time here. I'm going to look forward, pull two cards. When it talks about something better, how's that going to go for you overall? Okay, let's see what that something better is about for you. Okay. Oh, judgment. Oh, in the upright, this is an awesome card. Okay. Especially about Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Okay, two. Please bear with me. I'm so excited. Okay, this isn't just a job coming for you. This is a career. And when I say career, I mean your calling, something you've been really, really hoping for, really wanting is coming your way. And that's the something better. It's something you're going to absolutely love, okay, for most of you. The situation, something better, okay? And it is the new beginning that you're going to absolutely love. Look at the emotions are overflowing. It's like it came from God. It has your name on it. It's like this is something I've been waiting for so long. I can't believe it's finally here. So I'm happy to say, my friends, and it's going to provide you with the finances you deserve based on your qualifications, because the magician here is showing that you're not being utilized um, for what you deserve. In fact, financially, somebody's trying to get away with something. They're trying to pay you not as much as what they should be paying you. I'm hearing that now too with the finances. So the good news is because your career and your finances, pile to pile, they tie into each other, obviously. This is a new beginning. There is definitely something better coming. Hold on. Be patient. Hold tight because this is going to be an awesome ride for you, my friends. How to? Let's get some advice then on what you can do in the meantime, right? Because I know it's a difficult scenario right now, especially for those who aren't working at all. Okay. It's like you just keep on losing out to other people in your career, job, hunting. Okay. And for those in a job, it's like, oh my gosh, the day-to-day stress is killing me. Okay. Let's see, pile two. What advice? What advice can your angels and guides give you to handle this situation now before this wonderful opportunity comes in the future? All right, pile two. Let's see. What advice are they telling you? Innocence. My goodness. Let's see what it says. Okay, I'll show you the picture first. Innocence. Let's see. Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. So, in other words, you have to look past it. You have to remember the bigger picture here. Let go of all that anger and hurt that could be going on right now with your finances and your career and try to hold on to what you know is coming. Uh, it talks about everyone is guiltless in truth. And I know that's a hard thing to get our head around. It's like, what do you mean? Well, at our core, we all are good. Even the worst people at our core, we are love. And so that's what it talks about. So even the difficult situations you're going through right now, maybe you cannot handle it. Maybe it's just too much for you. So they talk about turning to God if you're somebody who believes, or maybe turning even to somebody else. So, and also what it speaks to me of if there's a situation, this is very specific, but if there's a situation going on in this difficult area, you need to step back, stay out of it, stay away from it. In other words, allow yourself to distance physically, distance mentally from any of those uh, situations that are going on in the office, in-house fighting, whatever happens to be conflicts, whatever's going on, you need to remain innocent of any wrongdoings and difficulties too. That's what I'm hearing. It's very specific. So, in other words, your advice for this period of time is allow yourself to be on the periphery. In other words, do your job, go to work, do what you have to do, and do a good job, but don't get involved in all the crap that's going on in the workplace. Okay. For those of you who are unemployed, the advice tells me again, give it up. Give up to God. Let it go. You have to move away from this because you know something better is coming. All right. So it feels really heavy right now coming forward. There is a good situation coming in the near future, my friends. Oh, I can't wait to hear anybody send me a message. If this resonates and this happens, I am so excited for you. I want to hear about it, pal, too, because this is a very positive outcome for there's something better. Okay, so remember that. Do not despair. If you're going through a difficult time in your job and your finances right now, which most of us probably are, remember, there is a better situation coming ahead for you that's going to give you what you need to make a new start, my friends. Okay, pile two. I hope you enjoyed this reading. It's not quite as long as pile one, but it is certainly clear and succinct and easy for us to understand. And good news is coming. All right. So, pile two, I hope you enjoyed your reading and something resonated for you. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now. Hi, pile three. If you chose the Oracle card Wait, then this is your reading. All right. See, we're going to look at, first of all, pile three, your career situation. What's coming for you? All right, what's coming this time, or what is currently going on, even that your guides and angels want you to be aware of? Sometimes it's not even something we're conscious of. It just kind of, we know about it, but we're not really paying too much attention to it. They want you to hear about it, focus on it, something that is concerning or needs addressing, okay? Or maybe it's been on your mind. Let's see what's happening with your career and finances. But first, career. We have the Queen of Swords. But let me pull back here. But she is in the upright. It's a good place for her to be. All right. Oh, Five of Wands. Upright. Finally, Seven. Not upright. Okay. So, what I'm seeing with your job or your career situation is there could be some, I feel like you're going to be, Queen of Swords is telling me that you've been looking potentially at other options in your career, whether it's other areas in the office or the company or outside the company. It looks like this is something that's either happening now or it's going to be coming shortly. That you may be competing for another position or other jobs. That's what I'm seeing here. You are looking at all the different options and which one is the best for you. But your oracle card is telling you to wait. We may have to look further on that particular situation. Why? What's this all about? So it looks to me that you have a lot to offer in the workforce. You're extreme. You may even be in a managerial or boss's position at this point. If not, that's what you want. That's the kind of position you're looking for potentially. You feel you have the qualifications and you either are currently a manager or you're going to be moving into that type of position and competing for it. That's what you want to do because you have the abilities, you have the smarts, you have what it takes. Right now, or coming up soon, you're weighing the pros and cons of these different options, these different types of positions that you are looking for. But at this point, this card tells me potentially there could be some problems with this scenario. In other words, maybe it's not what you're meant to do. It's telling you to wait. So even though you are this point or coming up, looking at potentially moving away from the current situation may not necessarily be in your best interest, or it may not be something that you even need to do because something else might be coming that's either equally, not equally, it's better for you. You may be something you enjoy, something that has fulfills you, gives you more money, whatever the scenario, it's telling you to wait on this option. But all these options, and it's been something you're going to be thinking about quite heavily, even maybe over the holidays coming up. I feel like this is something, a time where you're like, you know what, I'm kind of in a position where I need to go after this other job. For those of you who are currently out of work and you're looking for position, you're definitely going to be competing with others. Okay. There's a whole bunch of different qualifications that this position requires of you. And it doesn't say whether you'll be the successful candidate or not, although there is a good possibility because it shows so many people competing for this job. It doesn't actually show an outcome here. The 7 just shows us that there's the potential is there that you could get this job or could get a position. But it's also telling you that you may have to wait for it. Okay. So for those of you who are out of work and going after this type of a position, because been a lot of, oh my gosh, I feel like you have been applying for a lot of jobs. You've been really trying, but it's not as easy as you thought. There's a lot of competition here out there. The Queen of Swords in the upright tells me you want not just a job, you want a career. You want a position that would provide you with what you've been looking for based on your education, your qualifications. But there's a waiting period here. So let us tie this in to your finances and see what's happening. And then maybe we can do to see what about the waiting situation. We can look at that, my friends. So pile 3, you want to look at your finances going forward, what you can expect. And yeah, for those out of work, you've been really looking hard. There's been a lot of jobs you've been going after, and it's so frustrating. All right, let's put this over here. Let's see what the finances bring potentially coming up for pile 3 finances. Okay, first card is the 5 of Swords, right? The Moon in reverse. And finally, the 8 of Pentacles upright. Ooh, this is a good card to see. Okay. So financially, I feel like a lot of you have been really working hard lately, pile 3, not to mention maybe even putting in some overtime and trying to accumulate extra money. And some of you financially have really had a tough time recently or will coming up, or you're in the midst of. I feel like you actually, what I'm feeling too, this is very specific. Some of you have won over someone else in a position that gives you more money, that you beat out somebody in your office or in your company. You won over, but it's somebody that potentially you might be close to, a coworker that you have a relationship with. That's very specific. And it's quite clear that it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be a bit of a struggle going forward. Financially, it's going to be okay. So your finances look good, definitely going forward at this time, pile 3. But sometimes it's at the expense of other people. So in other words, you might get ahead and you might get a position where it's better. But again, it's at the cost of what, right? I mean, it happens, but this is about your finances. So we're not going to be worrying about that aspect at this point. What we need to know is that there's going to be, or has been, a lot of confusion in the past about this situation with this job as to who they might pick or who is going to get it or if you're going to get it at all. And for those unemployed, this is awesome. So, in other words, the wait situation is for a reason that you're going to be inundated with what I feel is good finances. You're going to be making a lot of money eventually. It shows me a position where You are like the boss, like the master, the boss, the teacher, the one in charge that's going to be doing any. Or potentially you're just at this time for the short term. For some of you, you're going to be working a lot of excess overtime. For some of you, this is very specific. You're going to be getting a bonus this month. And I know this is the time of the year. Some people do get bonuses or extra money as a Christmas gift or a holiday gift. This could be coming, and all of a sudden it's just going to come clear. Um, but this is focusing mostly on this type of job that's going to give you the money you need, okay? Because you have to wait for it. It's not coming right away, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like it's something that's going to be, yeah, you have to wait for this. And it's all intermeshed, of course, with your job. I should have just done one reading because let's face it, usually finances and jobs, they obviously go hand in hand. But what we want to find out from this for you is why they want you to wait, maybe even how long you have to wait, right? Let's look at that aspect, pile three, before things are going to improve for you financially and job wise, because it does look really good. In fact, let me pull some cards and see if we get a timeline. Sometimes we can get a timeline, pile three. I don't pull these out usually. Time is fluid in tarot. In other words, it's very difficult to get an accurate date. It's based on free will, other people, and also there's no time in spirit. So, but let's see if we can get some kind of an idea as to when, or how long you have to wait. So it tells me 12, the number 12, which tells me either this month, which is the 12th month, which isn't very long to wait, or 12 days from now, which sounds a little bit, no, hang on, 12 days, yeah. So it's either, or 12 weeks. 12 weeks sounds a little more accurate in feeling. Okay, so I don't know about 12 days for sure. We won't really go with that, but I would suggest 12 weeks, which, I mean, obviously that's 3 months, which is a long time to wait, and I appreciate that. But that's what it is. It's a waiting, it's what it is. So something good is coming. 12. Like I say, it's either this month, it could be towards the end of the month or during this month, 12 days from now, even coincides with the 12th month because we're still in. Or here's another option, which may have not thought of. It came to me. Well, we have what's called in the Christmas tradition, the 12 days of Christmas. 12 days from Christmas is January 5th. So for some of you, it could potentially be early January, okay? As to when this video is made, today we're at December 12th, 2023. So pile three, that's something to think about. Don't lose hope, in other words. Let's see why you need to wait. Let's just check in on, pull a couple cards and see why you need to wait. The Oracle tells us, wait, wait, don't be in such a rush. Don't be in such a hurry. All right. Why do we need to wait? The world in reverse and the tower. Ooh, dear. It would be a disaster. If you don't wait, it's going to be a disaster. In other words, it's not going to go well for you. And it could very well stop you from achieving goals that you want to go. And don't allow yourself to be frightened by that. Sounds very intimidating. It's not. It's a better situation, clearly. You don't want, these are the majors. And I'll tell you right now, this situation that you're waiting for is actually major. In other words, it's an important situation. It's actually very much a better position, a career situation, or an important life situation with your finances and your career that you need to wait for. So think twice before jumping into anything, unless, of course, you're still looking for something. So if something comes up You want to jump ship, is the expression, leave the job, leave that situation, it might be worthwhile to give it a bit of time. Now, obviously, if there's a good career situation come up that you know you would fit, I would never advise anyone not to go for it. Okay, let's see what else it tells us here. Yeah. So, you know what it would do if you do not wait, in other words, if you just go ahead and jump in with both feet, it's going to keep you stuck where you are. Okay, that's what it's telling me. And nobody wants to be in a situation that they're not happy in, clearly. So maybe be a little more careful, a little more check all the things, check all the pros and cons, dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure it's exactly what you want. All right. Okay, pile 3. I hope that this has provided you with some good information. I did say I was going to pull an advice card. Ah, yes. I don't want to forget the advice. While you're waiting, what's the advice you need to have about this situation? Let's try that, eh? Okay. Child. That's interesting. Um, okay. It talks about opening your heart and schedule so that we can give you more time and energy. Talks about child. How does that reflect back to weight? I can tell you exactly. When you were a kid, you didn't want to wait for anything, did you? No, we never did. We want everything now. We want everything yesterday. It's like a kid in a candy store. I can't wait. I can't wait. Or for the kids that knew the holidays were coming, they wanted presents. Can't wait. You need to adopt the waiting. Now, yes, it talks about being like a child, the energy of a child. In other words, while you're waiting, maybe spend time having fun with your life. Don't, like a child does, don't allow yourself to get bogged down with all the difficulties that are going around in this scenario while you're waiting. That doesn't mean you don't put out if you're looking for a job, you put out your CV, your resumes, you do the work behind it. It doesn't mean sit back and do nothing. No, it just means that this will help with the waiting process. It's diverting your thinking. It's helping you be a little more patient. In other words, and I keep hearing, like, stop acting like a kid and you have to have everything now. Be patient, my friends. Be patient, okay? All right, pile 3. I hope that this something here resonated for you. And I also hope that things go well for you. And it looks like there will be something that'll be worth the wait. Okay, my dears, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.